Good to go?
Yeah.
Sir.
Hey.
Hey, how was your weekend?
Oh, man. It was just a weekend of fun and a blast. I was here. You were gone.
I was gone. And Joe's gone. You had the whole house to yourself.
I did. Anna came over, and we kicked it and ate food. And
there's pie for me. I got a text from Anna saying there's pie.
She made pie. That's what I came home to pie yesterday.
That's awesome.
I did my spots, and then I came home, and there was a pie waiting for me.
Oh, wait. Was she in the house by herself?
Uh-huh. By her lonesome.
Dude,
she kicked it, like, basically for 2 days, like, the whole weekend she was here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Uh-huh.
That's a lovely weekend for you, too.
It was great. It was a good, fun old time.
And you know what's if you want, you can run it back again this next weekend.
True. I mean, I barely get to see you.
That's true.
You're all over the country.
Yeah, these actually no, we're hitting different parts. It's not just the East Coast this time. We're in
Vegas, Denver.
Even before Vegas, it was Rhode Island,
Vegas,
Denver, Pittsburgh, Connecticut, DC.
Wow. You're a
past
traveling man.
I'm a traveling man.
Yeah.
I am a traveling man. And it really is, what I found interesting is, like, I smoked a ton in Denver because I was there to see Coldplay. Oh, did we talk about this?
No.
Oh, yeah. So I went to go see Coldplay with a buddy, which we were the only two doing that.
Yeah.
We were the only two guys doing that. And then I went there to, it was in Denver. I'm sure I mentioned that already, but I'm very sleep deprived. Mm-hmm. And we went there. I fell in love with Denver, dude. I know you'd been. I really was like, if I quit comedy, I'm moving here tomorrow. I loved it. And which is also ironic. I met this guy when Elon Stribling, I met him. He's yet to follow me back on Instagram, but he was a comic I met in Rhode Island, and he's yet to follow me back on Instagram. I followed him, but
wow him.
I didn't wow him enough. But he was, you know what's really funny is when you see a guy, and you're like, that dude is hilarious. Like, he's really. And then I was just checking Instagram today, and he won the Don't Tell comedy competition.
Oh, he did. Wow.
And I was like, oh, I was
Wait,
right.
It's already over?
Yeah.
Wow, that happened. I didn't even realize it started.
Yeah, congratulations. Now he's definitely not going to follow me back.
Yeah, no, wow, that's awesome.
But he won, and then he's from Denver. He just moved to New York, but he was doing stand up in Denver for a long time.
Wow.
So yeah,
wow.
But he was.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, dude. I felt the same. Not the exact same way. This is exaggeration, but you know Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Have you heard of her?
I'm really interested to hear this connection.
Well, I remember as a kid, I watched her in Suits. You know that show? She was in like the first 2 seasons. And I remember thinking, I was like, that woman's beautiful. But I felt like that was like a sleeper pick. Like I was like, I bet nobody's. And then she's the queen. Yeah. And I was like, I guess I was onto something.
So you're saying, what's his name?
Elon Stribling and Meghan Markle.
He's your Meghan Markle.
He's my second Meghan Markle.
Yeah. Wow.
But I was in Denver. Just beautiful. I mean, because have you been there once or twice?
Twice.
And you were there for not Coldplay, but a different musical.
Ween.
Ween.
My boy.
A lot more buddies going to Ween than Coldplay.
For sure.
A lot more buddies going to Ween than
For
Coldplay.
Sure, dude.
But you liked it, didn't you? You liked like Denver?
No, Denver rules. I like Denver. But all of Colorado is just so awesome. It's so beautiful, and being up there in the mountains, and I drove from Florida to Denver the first time I went on a whim.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just you were like, I gotta get out of the house, or like what?
I gotta get out of the house. And I just kept driving.
Yeah, you really had to get out of the house.
I was like, for sure. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take a drive.
Yeah. Oh, Ween happens to be playing.
No, this was not the Ween trip.
Oh, really?
I flew for the Ween trip.
Oh, okay. So this was just.
It was me and my girlfriend at the time. We just were like, taking a road trip with someone you love. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
That was a good vibe. You like play music, and you miss exits, and you yell at each other.
And you had, I don't know if you even do it at all anymore, but you had a great line about being in a rush to drive or something, or something along the line. That really hit home with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget what it is, like being late. I don't even remember. I don't do it. Anyway.
But isn't it funny when like you have a line that like you did a couple, but that really stuck with me. I remember thinking that road trip bit was gold, and then just
it might come back. You never. I mean, that is you do remember things you did. I find in stand up, you'll remember a joke you did like a year ago.
Sure.
And then you're like, oh, now I know how to do it. It like clicked all of a sudden.
Yes,
when
absolutely.
you remembered it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have so many like that. But I found this because I was doing a bunch of shows in Pittsburgh. We are all over the place. But I was doing.
This is gonna be a short episode, by the way, guys.
And it's gonna cut in a lot of places.
For sure.
But I was in Pittsburgh.
We'll be funny eventually, possibly.
Yeah, who's
Don't
to
think
say?
we've said one funny thing yet.
No, that's not true. I said the get out of the house line. That was
great.
That was pretty amazing.
And here, you know what?
There it is.
There's
that David Marco charm.
Uh-huh.
There's that David. Have we won you guys over? I don't even remember. Oh, all right, Denver. Anyway,
wait, Pittsburgh.
Oh, for sure. I was in Pittsburgh. Oh, we were talking about bits. I used to have a Happy Father's Day. I used to have this dead dad bit, and and it was not all that good, believe it or not.
I liked it.
And I finally have a pretty good chunk on it now.
Yeah.
And I was doing it in Pittsburgh, and I found this out. The guys really laugh at that joke.
Yeah.
The ladies not so much. And it's not like about guys or girls, it's just something about.
Well, do you want would it be okay to give a loose premise of it? Because I have a theory on why that is.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Well, just the joke is more or less that like I have a picture of like just my dad, like on my bookshelf right over there next to camera one, and more or less the idea that like a girl was over and she saw that, and the idea that like the relief she had that he was dead was tremendous. And I could see it because it would be crazy for me to have a solo picture of my alive.
Yeah, yeah.
And like it's all the fellas, but I can do that. They start smiling and nodding in agreement because they're like, "That's bonkers." And I think it's because ladies would do that.
Well, that is my theory. Is they think it'd be nice for a guy to just be like, "I love my dad."
Yes.
Yeah.
And a guy's like, "That's Banana Town."
Yeah,
that's banana. I mean, you imagine what's your dad's name?
Gary.
Like, yeah, if you just had a picture of Gary,
yeah,
crazy.
No, that would be. I mean,
that'd be wild.
Like it's not, but it's kind of gay.
Yeah, it's just a little like, all right,
look at him.
No, and then if he's dead, you're like, that's sweet, and that's like, oh, that's nice. What'd you pull out of that? Goon to a Goblin comedy.
I wrote this on a piece of cardboard for a coworker.
That's awesome.
That wanted to know about the show, and I forgot to give it to him. I just found it in my pocket.
Like over a week ago?
No, today.
Oh, they wanted to find out about future ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that had just been floating in the back pocket for like a week.
No, I haven't washed these yet.
For sure.
In 3 weeks or 2 weeks or however long it's been.
So what'd you do in Denver with your lady when you drove out there?
We
Did you make any stops along the way from Florida?
Oh yeah, the first night we stopped in Nashville.
Okay. Never been.
It was, I mean, like, I guess we didn't, I don't know how much of it we saw. It felt like it was just like this one sort of strip.
Okay.
Was like Nashville.
Is it kind of Times Square-y?
It's kind of, yeah. It's not great, honestly. Like, I'm sure there's like good parts of it if
sure.
you're like there for more than one night. But where we went, I was like, what? This is,
right.
I don't care about this.
I feel like a lot of places will like Vegas, like the Vegas Strip takes you to the Times Square. Anywhere where you're at the Times Square area of any town is the worst.
Totally.
But it's where you're always told to go for some unknown reason.
Yes.
So Nashville.
And then the next night, Champaign, Illinois.
Oh, I did not know they had a beverage in Illinois.
Yeah, they do. And it was for it was actually kind of out of the way, but we had a friend that lived there because that's where the University of Illinois Champaign is.
Sure.
And that's where she, all right, whatever, I don't know, but David Foster Wallace went there.
Who's that?
Taught there. He's writer of Infinite Jest. I'm sure you've heard of that novel.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, and then
what'd you think of Champaign, Illinois?
It was fine. It was like, it was cool. It's like a college town. So like any college town isn't going to look like that shit. You know what I mean? Like there's
You know which one does though? Joe went there. South Bend, Indiana is rough.
Oh, really?
South Bend, Indiana is actually. It was also really fun. I was there once visiting him, and we went to like in this really like rundown kind of ghetto part of town, and then there's just this lone store that said Scuba Supply Store. I was like, that's a front. I mean, there's not water within 100 miles in this really poor neighborhood. There's just a scuba store.
That's, I mean, like
the cash only air tanks.
That's funny. If I could break off for a second, because
no, we get not on this podcast.
We have a we're wearing socks right now. We're both wearing socks.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell you this. I forgot to tell you this. Was last week, we got a new YouTube subscriber.
Yeah.
And we have so few that I noticed these things.
We clock them all.
Yeah. And I go to the guy's profile, and he had his. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. He added us to a playlist, our thing called Male Podcasts No Socks.
Yeah.
And it's hundreds of podcasts of guys with their bare feet on the podcast. And then his bio is like a collection of laid-back male podcasts who aren't afraid to show their souls, SOLE,
yeah,
to the world and give them the views they deserve. And then, in fact, I never clicked on this. We got to. There's a video being like, he has one video on his channel, and it says, "Are you a podcaster? Are you confused? Watch this video." And it's his video explaining what his channel is about and why we got added to it or whatever.
He 100% jerked off to us.
Yeah. 100%. But here's the thing. So he's a gay foot fetish guy, obviously.
Right. And we provided a service unknowingly.
We did, but the playlist he added us to has like 100,000 followers on it. Like,
no, really?
Yeah, like I was like, I don't know. I actually haven't checked the numbers. I don't know if our video did better numbers or what.
We should.
If it does, no more socks.
Obviously, obviously, dude. Who cares? I mean, we'll go without pants if it makes this thing blow up.
I mean, that'd be real sad though if that was
just in our drawers, just in our shirts on, no pants,
dude. That'd be a Okay, if you guys want to see no socks? No drawers is our Patreon.
No drawers. You and I. I mean, that would be tough, especially. The first episode would be like, there'd be a learning curve.
Just sorry.
So I was Denver. That'd be crazy. Yeah, no, dude,
you're
laugh.
Thinking of someone. What happened in Denver, dude? I noticed a wiggle.
So how was your ex-girlfriend? That's awesome. Okay. I mean, how shameless is it though that I would take off my socks, guaranteed.
For sure.
For sure.
Like,
what if we did just one apiece? And then
oh my God,
you got to pay for two.
And we touch toes.
Oh,
that would be. I mean,
that'd be something.
We'd get a whole new playlist.
Do you think your lady would be mad? Like if she knew that we were taking off
our socks
for views?
I think she'd be disappointed. It reminds me.
I think that's a good reaction.
I
think you want your significant other to not be excited about that.
Yes. She's like, "Oh my God, you'd found your niche." I remember the Denver lady, my ex. I remember her parents owned an air conditioning company, and she worked for it.
Right.
And we were just chilling in like the warehouse of the air conditioning company, and me and my friend found this giant dead dragonfly. It was huge. It was like massive, and it was in perfect condition. And like I think like my girlfriend
mint condition.
It was in mint condition, and I think my girlfriend was like, "I'm gonna seal this in epoxy and frame it or some shit," right?
Okay.
And and then my friend Jonathan was just like sitting there, and he was like, how much money for you to eat that? Like, just like theoretically, he didn't have money. I was broke. I didn't have a job at this point, I think.
Sure.
And I was like, oh man, I don't know. And I just sat there and really, because when people ask me that, I'm not one of those assholes that's like, $1 million,
Right.
bro.
You give a real value.
I really wanted to find the lowest number I would eat it for, and I was like, $300. And then fucking we just hear on the table, and we look over, and it's my girlfriend's dad, and he slapped $300 on the table. And I was confronted with this shit that I had just
wow.
said. Yeah.
No one's ever had a how much will this cost? Bluff called.
Yeah, yeah. But it wasn't a bluff. I ate it. And it tasted so gross, dude. It tasted like, what really grossed me out about it is it tasted kind of like fucking seafood.
Okay, first of all, we gotta take you to some seafood.
like rotten.
Now, can I what I think probably the toughest part of that is your girlfriend's coming back with a box.
No.
And she's like, where is the dragonfly?
No, like I remember she was like there, right? And I remember I did it, or maybe she was like in the other room and she came back and like Jonathan's like, David just ate it.
Wait, her dad said that?
No, no, my
buddy.
friend. Was
Okay.
like, David just ate it. Her dad was like a man of few words. Like, he didn't even say anything. He just slapped the money on the table and just looked at me.
Jesus.
And he's like, go ahead.
Do you think that's because he loved you or hated you?
I think at that point he loved it. It was a mixed, he was a real classic Southern gentleman.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
No, he was, I mean, maybe not gentleman.
I don't think a lot of gentlemen are doing.
He was a good old boy.
Okay.
He was a good old boy.
Sure.
Like, thick Southern. He ran away from home in 9th grade and just survived and
built up an AC company.
He built up from the ground up and just a good hard worker. I remember when I first started dating her, I came over to her house and he put a shotgun in my face.
Oh.
Put me up against the wall and put a shotgun in his face, and his friends just like, they were both drunk, and his friends like laughing like, look at him, Mike.
I mean, he sounds like a gentleman to me.
Okay, good old boy. That's what I meant.
Good old boy.
But
did you piss yourself? I mean, I would have cried.
I just was like,
honestly, you must have loved that girl. I mean, is this your first lady?
I did, yeah.
Because you're only doing that for a first lady. You imagine showing up to a Hinge date. It's shocking. You're like, this ain't.
Yeah, no, I was like 17.
Yeah,
it was like, and it kind of felt like I'm like, this is what happens in the movies.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was right. So anyway. But yeah, I ate the grass, and so I remember she came in, and my friend, he's like, he ate the dragonfly, and then she's like, get a fucking job. She was so disappointed in me because she wanted it,
right?
And then I ate it for $300 in front of her dad. Like, he probably simultaneously gained a little respect and lost a little respect for me.
I really wanted that, and I really didn't want you to do that.
I think he was like, he was calling my bluff, but I think when I ate it, he was like, little part of him, and he's probably like, oh shit. Like, he didn't say anything. He just was. I think he did go like, I wasn't expecting you to do that.
But it is a bit of like, this dude's the man.
Yeah.
And he's broke. he's proper broke.
This dude is the man. I'm not sure if he's the man I want dating
my daughter. Yeah, it's don't go kiss now.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what I think is interesting also about like the thing where it's like $300 or whatever, because that's a good answer. I mean that's I've never heard of someone. I've never heard of how much would it cost.
Yeah.
Happening.
Yes.
And second of all, but I also don't think that's true, because like if someone was like, I'll give you $295, in reality, I bet you would have done it. Like.
Oh, I don't know.
Really?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
because the thing is, like, I wasn't thrilled to do it. Like, my heart
Sure.
sank a little bit when he put the money on the table. Like, it was a hard job to do.
Yes.
Right? If it was,
Did you feel sick?
no, I was fine.
You think it was mostly mental?
Yeah, it was mostly, and it tasted gross. And like looking back on it, though, I'm like, there could have been a fucking parasite in there.
Yeah.
Like, it was like so stupid to do that. But
Well, do you think if your friend had put $300 on the table, are you doing it, or is it just because it was her dad? Because
that's a great question. I don't know. It's hard for me to like put my mental space back there. It probably was a big. I think I still would have. I don't know. I wanted like $300 was a lot to me back then.
And also you don't want to be like pussy out.
Yeah.
In a crazy like. Not that is doing that, but it is. First of all, it's also really sick for a guy to have $300 cash on him.
He was so cool, dude. He bought her mom a Camaro in cash.
Yeah.
In cash. He went to the dealership, and they're like, yeah. And he just fucking had however much thousands of dollars in cash, and they're like, right this way, sir. Like, immediately.
Yeah, they're like, son, right here. That's epic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how neither that nor the shotgun story have ever come up because this is not like we say that's awesome. Wait,
I've lived a lot of life.
You've lived a lot. I mean, that's Florida, baby. I mean,
that is Florida.
Yeah, wow.
That dude ruled.
That's awesome when you look at it so positive. That dude's I would really not like that guy.
No, I liked him a lot.
I don't like that guy for you.
No. It was tough love.
Did you? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not tough enough for that love. Did
yeah? You ain't a Southern boy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm a liberal. I'm a lefty fairy. I mean, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, I couldn't handle
sissy boy, Nancy boy.
Dude, the shotgun would make me very. Did he ever pull that on you again?
No. It was just one time, and he was drunk.
It was the first time, and he
was drunk, and it was loaded.
Which is the time to date with his friends,
and
they're having fun. What did the ex say to that? She was like, "Daddy."
No, she did not have an accent.
She didn't have one.
No.
You're telling me she had a shotgun, Dragonfly, cash holding, Camaro dad, and she didn't go, "Daddy, don't."
No.
Put down the shout it.
She didn't.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's like, are you expecting a girl with an Indian immigrant parents who grew up here? She was not going to have the Indian accent. She's going to talk like us.
Yeah, but she also grew up. Yeah, but I would expect a daughter with Indian parents who grew up in India.
No, but he
was Southern. She grew up in the South.
She grew up where I grew up. I don't have an accent.
I didn't realize she grew up where you grew up. I knew she grew up in Florida, but I didn't know if it was the same. I didn't know.
She grew up in Boca. This is too much information, actually. We've been talking about her for a long time. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate that, but
oh, I want nothing to do with that.
No, I know. It's
but anyway.
I was just like not even that she listens to this, but I can imagine we've just been talking about her for so long. I mean, well, really, her
dad too.
It's a good story.
Anyway, so Champaign, Illinois.
Yeah.
This is the whole pod. Just you get into Denver, and then we'll cut this thing out.
Okay, and then, but I mean, did anything interesting happen in Pittsburgh?
No, it was like a good trip. Like it just
did shows.
We did shows. They were great. We did one in a putt called Puttery. That was really fun. And then there was 2 putt places on the same block, like competing putt businesses.
But only one of them had a comedy show.
Yeah, and it's also there's only like one block where stuff's going on, and 2 of them were like 2 of the storefronts were like putt, and they were both thriving. Well, and and this was, I guess, sort of interesting. The U.S. Open was going on for golf.
Yeah.
And which was really, we were staying at a hotel, and a bunch of people to watch the U.S. Open were there. And first of all, I was like, oh, that'd be a fun thing to do for the day. Like, let's go get tickets. Because in my head, you don't even like sit. Like, you're just watching. I was like, what? Tickets are probably like 10, 20 bucks. They were like $250. I was like, oh, no.
Uh-huh.
But the funny thing is, all the guys coming in and out of the hotel were dressed like they were about to go play golf. Like it is how it is. It's the equivalent of like you went to a baseball game in full uniform.
Yeah.
Or football in and all of them were wearing all the same, just like khaki with the polo tucked in and the Nike cap. It was very funny to watch just all these grown men. I like that. Like I like that a lot. But if any one of those people make fun of anyone for going to like a Comic-Con, I'm like, you gotta look in the mirror.
Yeah.
That is what you are doing.
Yes.
That is what this is. and I'm
100%.
for all of them. But don't act like you're like all of you are just standing there in full uniform, being like, "Put me in."
Yeah, dressed like your favorite golfer.
Truly, not even. But they're not even dressed like they're dressed like golfers. Like
Yeah.
they're just dressed. Like
Some of them are dressed like their favorite golfer.
Sure.
Like, what's it, Rory?
I know so little about guys. Rory, I know is like it's McElroy or something.
McIlroy. Rory McIlroy.
Sure.
He has that signature. He dressed in like all orange or all whatever, like just everything one monocolor.
Okay.
Like really bright, lurid colors.
Sure.
And then like a fucking flat brim hat and whatever. And like you would see, I've been to a couple golf tournaments with my friend Joseph because he would get in for free at certain tournaments.
Right.
And you would see people and kids dressed in Rory fits.
That's really funny. I didn't also realize that the U.S. Open was A, in Pittsburgh, and B, how big of a deal it was. Like it was slammed. But so that was happening. Did the 2 shows. Oh, I went to the Andy Warhol Museum.
That's cool. Museum.
Yeah, dude, they gave me so much nonsense for saying that they're a museum, and they're like, it's museum. I'm like,
who?
Carlos and Eric, who I did stand up with.
So now you I'm right.
Oh, you are. Everyone's been right about it. You are right. You are. I say it wrong. I will not correct it. But yeah, I do say it wrong. I 100% say it.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you admit that.
Yeah. I like how I do it. I like how.
Because like at first, for a while, I think you were like, "Yeah, man, I think it's just a regional thing."
It's regional in my house, and it's confined to my brother and my room.
Yeah. Well, your mom said it too. I remember.
Did she?
Yeah,
I didn't read. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. All right.
Lisa Wolf.
Maybe I rubbed off on her then. I may. Yeah.
She's like, "What's up, boss?"
What's up? If my mom tossed the boss my way, that would feel pretty special. Shows were good. We hung out. Oh, we went to the Warhol Museum. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. There was like, I can't remember if it was Andy's dog or one of his friends' dog like passed away, and they had it. What's it called when you stuff it? Like taxidermy.
Yeah.
They had like a stuffed. It was a big dog. I know, like they stuffed their dog. I've never understood taxidermy in general. Because I thought of this because of the whole dragonfly thing. I've never understood, but like in my head, I'm like, if you had a taxidermy, you need a lot, but like an elephant, or something. But to have my dead pet, frozen as a statue would really creep me out.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Are we on the same page with that?
No, for sure. I'm a little hung up on the fact this better be Andy's dog because they're really running out of shit to put in there if they taxidermied Andy's friend's dog.
I don't think it was his dog.
There's like, this is Buddy Jim's dog.
If we're being entirely honest, it was not the greatest museum.
Yeah.
It was fine. I guess I'm just not a Warhol head.
Yeah.
Which, surprise, caught me off guard. Well, because we were talking.
Not either.
We were all. The whole time I thought it was Keith Haring before I got there. When they're like, we're going to Andy Warhol, I was thinking in my head it was Keith Haring.
You're picturing Haring paintings.
Yes. And then we got there and they're like, he's the Campbell soup guy. And it was just a lot of really cool advertisements.
Yeah,
and it was fine. It was fine.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the thing about someone like him or whatever, a museum, sure, because like he's iconic or whatever, and like but none of his paintings are like technically impressive or like that interesting. He's does these screen prints with different color gradients or whatever of pop culture icons and figures, and it's all about the context of at the time. Like everything that was special about Andy Warhol had to do with what was going on in the art world at the moment that he was doing that stuff. So outside of that context, you're just looking at screen printings of Marilyn Monroe, and and you're just like, this isn't like, it's not interesting.
No, very well said.
Thank you.
You should see it when you get in Pittsburgh to validate that, get the blue check mark. Well, so what we were talking about is because something that's becoming fortunate and very apparent is when you're lucky to do stand. You do travel all the time and it's like, what do you do when you get to these towns? And I don't think I'm going to be a museum guy because I was bored to tears.
Yeah.
And there
You're
was
gonna be a hangout in the hotel guy.
no, we can't do. I worked out in the hotel. That was good. I think here are my ideas. I think you got to have a food that you're just constantly looking for, like best sandwich in insert or best burger or best whatever, or just in general looking for food. That's got to be one. I think working out's gonna be huge. And then what happened is we were walking by and there was and this was Eric's idea for me as a thing, but we were walking by like this main street and there was almost like a farmer's market, but they were at like thrift shop, and I saw this shirt and I was like, and he was like, it would be fun to like go check out thrift stores, like get a shirt from wherever you always go,
and especially like the random towns in the beginning when there's gonna be good stuff over there.
Absolutely. And let us know in the comments what you think of this sweet piece.
Yeah, pick that up.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Dude, this is my first Pittsburgh, but
in the Berg.
But I would say like. I don't think I'll be like go to a random museum or go because I just was getting sports. I could probably do sporting events, but most of them are at night, which is the one time. Restaurants, maybe some museums, but I also, you know what? I don't know if you find yourself like this when you're in one of these institutions. I felt like I was reading the placards more than like looking at the work. Like I would just read the plaque, take a glance at it, move on to the next plaque.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a wrong way to do it. Like I think a lot of art is like so much about context.
Sure.
That it can turn something from you're like, I don't really get it. Then you read the plaque and then you go, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously the technically impressive stuff is like cooler to look at or whatever, but read the plaque. I'm a total plaque reader.
Cool. That's what I was doing.
Eventually it devolves. I'm sure you guys were like going like look like making fun of like I bet she
by the
farted.
end of it we actually got scolded by one of the people working there because we were playing too much.
What did they say?
There was this room where it was like there was just these giant gray floating balloons that you were supposed to like hit and play, and it was just Eric and I and Carlos, and we were standing and we tried to throw them like paper airplanes, and this woman came and was like, you guys got to be more gentle. And we were like, yes ma'am. We just hung our heads and looked at a can of Campbell's soup. I was like, this sucks.
True comedian fashion.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, that was, but the great show. The Don't Tell in Pittsburgh ripped. They were a ton of fun. There was a bachelorette party. They were having a good time. It was in a yoga studio.
And they were because usually a bachelorette party derails a comedy show, is what I've heard.
No, they were the life of it, man, in a good way. They were laughing so hard and having such a good time.
Oh, that's great.
It was awesome, and it was a good show. It was I can't remember. You know what was really funny is I think because there's so few comics, everyone in Pittsburgh, everyone on the show was a white. Everyone was a male, and I think 90% of it. One guy was Muslim, and the rest of us were white.
Whoa. Did you guys beat him up after?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And before.
Yeah.
Tuned him up.
You better behave. There.
Nah, but it was just like, I was like, I can't remember. Wow, this is how it used to be.
Yeah. Blue collar comedy.
Blue collar comedy. Yeah, Pittsburgh was a lot of fun. And got back an hour ago. Yep. And here we are. And then, it was in Denver, Coldplay. Denver, Elon Stribling, Sam Talent. There seems like there's some really good comedy coming out of there.
Michael
Hart. The big three.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I know anyone else on it. No, Cole Weatherson. Shout out to Cole Weatherson. And Savannah LaBelle was there for 6 months. That's about all the Denver talent I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you also got like 3 hours.
Yeah. I think we're both so dead.
What'd you hit?
My hair got caught between the chair and the wall.
No.
My beautiful hair. Yesterday I did the this like comedy competition thing,
right?
And it was like a comedy sport Olympics sort of thing where you pick categories or whatever. But the judges in between, when they're like deciding who goes to the next round, they kind of like roast everybody basically. Sure. And one of the judges, who was a gay man, and he said, David has what I like to describe as hot hair. The rest of him, extremely disappointing. And that just made me think of it when my hot hair got caught between the wall and the chair.
Goodness. Well, let me tell you this. He's not wrong about the hair.
Yeah.
You do got hot, and the rest of it he's wrong about. But the hot hair, I have sincere envy of your hair. I see that every time. I'm like, especially when you throw on the shades, I'm so bummed. I'm like, I'm all forehead. I'm all forehead, dude. And oh my goodness. Well, I was actually asking you because we're getting a headshot on Tuesday. I was thinking this shirt. Is that crazy? Because you said we can't. That
might be crazy.
Well, what do you wear? Because you can't. You said you don't wear a plain white tee and you don't wear a plain black tee, and you don't want something with a logo, obviously.
No, yeah, I try to find neither of those things that are you, because
I mean, I have the flannel. Like I could wear like a white shirt with a flannel or something. Like
I mean, maybe I don't know. Like, just do you think this is gonna be your?
I
headshot?
understand. Well, I'm gonna bring a bag of like shirts. Like I'm gonna see the backdrop and like just ask Cole's honest because if it were me, I'd be like a black t-shirt.
Yeah. Because right now you're like,
no, this is not my daily wear.
White boy note.
Yeah, for sure.
Got drip.
Do I?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Boo boo.
Anyway.
That's a reference. I was thinking I guess we're past 30 minutes. You want to wrap it up?
Unless you got something else you want to chat.
I was going to talk about the first sec. I'll talk about it off. It's not very interesting, but I was just going to talk about how. Because you know what I was referencing when I said boo boo?
I can't remember, but I know I should know it.
In the movie Absolution, the Liam
Neeson
classic that we saw.
That's where it was. Yeah, I know.
Where Liam Neeson plays a rough and tumble
geriatric.
He has CTE, and he's what do you call it? The guy that like roughs people up for a brute. I don't even.
Oh yeah. He's I'll break your leg. Like works for bookies.
Yeah. He's like the guy that breaks your legs if you don't pay.
Right.
And
a goon.
A goon. Yeah.
He's a goon.
Was a goon.
A goblin. Nothing. Anyway.
But anyway, he has CTE and he doesn't know what's going on, and he falls in love with a crackhead prostitute who happens to be black. And I only say that, and that's only important because, at one point, for no reason, it appears to be no reason whatsoever, they're walking like in the park, and she goes, it smells like boo boo over here, and he goes, boo boo, and it's the fun. I hadn't laughed that hard in a theater in a long time. Shit! And I remember you looked over at me and went like this.
I still remember with the shush. I remember one time we went to the movies. I don't remember what movie it was, but the movie you had a giant thing of like kettle corn.
It was cheese popcorn.
It was cheese popcorn, and the movie literally hit like the opening shot, and you went
spilled them entirely into your lap.
It was so funny, dude. It was outrageous.
Like all the it wasn't regular popcorn, cheddar popcorn all over your pants. But I'll tell you what, I was disappointed too. I lost a lot of popcorn.
It was like, I didn't even know they had flavored popcorn.
Okay, let's end this. Sorry, Joseph and Corbin, if this episode wasn't funny and it was short.
I think this was a good one. Honestly.
Oh, okay, good.
I think this is. I don't know if we have any clips out of it, but that was a good conversation. That was a good conversation.
I agree. And also, I wanted to talk about this, and not necessarily on the podcast, but fuck it, why not? I think we should only post clips when we actually have a good one.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's some weeks where we're just posting some shit. It's like, I guess this is the best thing. Why not just only post shit where we're like, this might go viral?
Okay.
Right?
Sounds good. Also, that would really work out well for you tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely agree. Because I was about to be like, I'm going to have to go find a clip out of this.
No, fuck this.
This is for the people that listen to it fully. And this was a good
one.
This was a good one. I'm optimistic as always. All right. Bye. Doodles.